Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Friday, September the 10th, 2021. Today's show, I lock in my official prediction as the Gamecocks travel to Greenville to take on the East Carolina Pirates in a pivotal early season non-conference matchup that will surely shape the outlook of the 2021 football season. Guys, we have got a fun one here on a Friday, and it's all brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, Upstate Movers Group, superior moving service. They bring care and attention the companies can't offer because they're just too busy maintaining trucks and profiting off of them instead of focusing on service. Guys, service is what separates Upstate Movers Group from the competition. They're not a trucking company, they're a moving services company, and they're also employee-owned co-op. Their movers are paid twice the industry average, and everyone on the crew is invested in your success. They have dedicated professional crew members, and they also offer black glove service. They offer end-to-end packing services, custom crating and packaging for special items, and cleaning services as well. They're founded by Greenville natives and University of South Carolina alumni, guys, so a Gamecock-owned small business. They also offer 20 years of project management moving experience, and they can offer logistics and solutions that traditional moving companies simply do not have the skills for. Guys, whether in the upstate or across the state of South Carolina, if you have any moving needs in 2021, be sure to check out our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group. Or, of course, if you have any other questions, go to their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That's upstatemoversgroup.com. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Let's get it. You know, folks, I was excited last week at this time for the Gamecocks season opener. But the feeling I have today, speaking to you all, it's a different type of excitement. This time last week, we were looking forward to the Gamecocks season opener and really not so much the on-field play and the matchups that game presented, but more so what that football game represented in regards to the beginning of a new era and the feeling of a rebirth within Gamecocks Nation and Gamecocks football. But ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you today filled with excitement because this weekend, this game in Greenville, North Carolina, as the Gamecocks go on the road for the first time with their new head football coach. This weekend, some of our questions will be answered. We'll learn some things about this South Carolina football team this weekend, and a weekend that will undoubtedly shape the rest of this 2021 season and Shane Beamer's first as Gamecocks head football coach. Folks, welcome Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. TGIF. I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you guys. And I hope this finds you well, no matter where you are, what you're doing, whether you're on the commute, you're in the office, you're on the job, you got the day off, maybe you're in class, whatever it is, folks. Thank you so much. Appreciate you making me a part of your day and a part of your weekend as well. As you can tell from that intro, I am fired up, guys. I am excited truly to talk about this game, break everything down. Should be a good one at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium tomorrow afternoon as the Gamecocks take on a raucous environment, the Boneyard, as they call the student section up there at East Carolina. Should be a fun one. Folks, really quickly, before we get going, though, I do want to remind you, if you are in the upstate, all my upstate Gamecocks, where you at? Holler if you're an upstate Gamecock. Tomorrow, our watch party in downtown Greenville at Carolina Ale House, folks. I am so excited for this. Many of you have reached out to me. Let me know that you are going to be there. Absolutely cannot wait to meet and greet and party with a bunch of upstate Gamecocks as we watch South Carolina whoop ECU's ass tomorrow afternoon at Dowdy Fickley Stadium. But seriously, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Downtown Greenville watch party. Really looking forward to it. Again, we'll be at that Carolina Ale House location in downtown. Also, guys, when you show up, tell them you're with the Spurs Up show. You're going to get 10% off your entire order, no matter if it's food, if it's drink, whatever. Truly appreciate the fine folks at Carolina Ale House taking care of our people. And again, it is going to be a really, really, really good time. Guys, one thing I do want to point out about this, by the way, because I'd gone back and forth on it, but I've seen some people saying, hey, can't wait to see you go live. Can't wait for the pregame show. I want to update you guys in regards to the plans for tomorrow. So I've decided there will be no pregame or postgame or in-game live stream, if you will. And here's the reason. I love doing that stuff, right? There's a reason I do it every single day for 2 hours a day with the Daily Crow, right? Like, you have to love it to do it that much. But what I found even in our live show last week at Jay's Corner, which was really, really cool, and I appreciate those of you who came out and supported and rocked with us. It was awesome. But what I noticed doing that, I did not have a lot of new information, and I felt like new value to lead with in doing those shows. Because, guys, we spend 2 hours a day on a live stream and a podcast every single day during the week, dissecting this thing, breaking this thing down, talking about it each and every way you can think of. And for the watch parties, for events, I really think it is, and I'll be frank with you guys, it's just more valuable, and it's a better use of our resources and our time to focus and lock in on the people that are actually there and be able to shake you guys' hands and conversate and meet all of you. I feel like the live show at Jay's Corners last week, for example, as cool as it was, it sort of kind of took away from being at the tailgate and hanging out with you all. And there were a bunch of Gamecocks that said they were looking for us at the tailgate and couldn't find us. So, again, I hope that doesn't break your heart. I mean, we're still going to be pumping out content like crazy, guys. Content bleeding out the eyeballs, obviously, on social media. But just in thinking about, should we do a pregame show? Should we do a postgame show? God forbid, should we do a live stream watch along? I just came to the conclusion. I was like, you know what? As much as I like doing them, again, like a pregame show, guys, we've talked about the game as far as we can, as much as we can throughout the week. A post-game show, I went back and forth. There's certainly value to that, but I'd rather be able to just create content, make content, get the videos out, and enjoy the game with the people who go out of their way to come out to our location and watch the game with us and shake you guys' hand and show my appreciation and meet you all. And again, I think that is a really valuable thing. So again, hope you guys all understand. If you have any questions, let me know. But again, tomorrow, watch party, downtown Greenville. We will be at the Carolina Ale House location in downtown Greenville. And again, a ton of drink specials, food specials, everything. It is going to be a really, really, really good time. So all my upstate Gamecocks, let's paint Greenville garnet, and I'll see you at Carolina Ale House. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. All right, without further ado, let's get into this thing, guys. I'm locking in my official prediction as the Gamecocks take on East Carolina tomorrow afternoon at noon. Now, I'll say this. I've been loving the optimism this week, right? This is a game I've been talking about for months, guys. You all know that. You've heard me all throughout the summer break down the importance of this game and why this was the most important game of the 2021 season. And many of you, some of you disagreed, which is fine. But I've been saying for months now, this is the most important game of Shane Beamer's first season in Columbia in regards to getting to a bowl game. Obviously, that is the goal. That is the expectation. If you can do that, if you can win 6 or more, it is a fantastic first season for Shane Beamer. And again, if you missed that, my reasoning behind why this is the most important game is this, guys. Because there are a lot of swing games on this schedule, right? You're 1-0 right now. There are a lot of swing games that lie in front of South Carolina. You look at games like Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, Auburn. Maybe you want to throw Florida in there. There are tons of swing games, though, that lie in front of you in this 2021 football schedule. You can lose any of those games that I just mentioned and still get to 6 wins. You cannot lose to East Carolina and make a bowl game. If South Carolina loses this game tomorrow, its chances of going bowling basically become 0. And I will say, I've been, again, like the reactions after week 1, there's a lot of confidence in Gamecock Nation right now, which I love. And I want to point out as well that while I said that all preseason, you guys might remember, My preseason predictions, I picked the Gamecocks to go to Greenville and get a W. I think some people misunderstood my point in the preseason by saying it was the most important game. I never meant to insinuate, guys, this is a game we should not expect to win. I mean, South Carolina, top to bottom, has more talent than East Carolina. Bottom line, I don't know anyone that would argue that. Top to bottom, you've got more talent. You should be a better football team. You should never go into a game with a school like East Carolina and not expect to win. Now, again, I'm seeing a lot of blowout scores, 21-point victories, even 17-point victories, 28-point victories. A lot of you saying, Chris, there's no way this is going to be a tough game. And I know that East Carolina looked really bad in their first game. I mean, Appalachian State, we talked about on yesterday's show, the numbers they put up, 226 yards on the ground. We're talking about an ECU defense, guys, that gave up 201 yards per game on the ground. And they gave up 226 in week one. We're also talking about an East Carolina team that allowed App State to get in the backfield and sack Holton Ahlers 4 times. On the outside, I think ECU has some athletes that could give you issues. They could give you trouble. They've got some very capable wide receivers. Rajay Harris in the backfield is a very, very good running back. And Holton Ahlers is a guy, like I always say, guys, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And Holton Ahlers is a guy that gives you a chance. I talked about yesterday the importance of keeping him in the pocket, containing Holton Ahlers. I think that's where you could get in trouble if the quarterback run game becomes a factor and he's able to get outside the pocket and improvise and make things happen. On the South Carolina side of things, guys, like I said, what I'm so intrigued about and so excited about is we are actually going to learn things about this football team, or at least start to do so. You know, with all due respect, I look at last weekend, 46-0 win. It was a great win. You did everything you needed to do. We talked about it all week, but you didn't learn anything. You can't draw conclusions from a game like that and against an opponent that really doesn't even have a pulse. Now you finally get to play an opponent with a pulse. Of course, you look at the quarterback position. Will it be Zeb Noland? Will it be Luke Doty? A lot of quarterback rumors started surfacing on Thursday. Oh, Luke's not going to play. It's going to be Zeb. Zeb is starting. Most of people have been saying that Luke Doty will most not likely not play, just to let you guys know, and that Zeb Noland will get the start. Whatever. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Only Shane Beamer, Zeb Noland, Marcus Satterfield, and Luke Doty. Those are probably the only people that really know what the game plan is on Saturday. But I posed this question yesterday on social media, and I'll reiterate it here. Does it really matter who starts? And I say that, of course it does, but does it change your overall perspective and outlook on this football game? I mean, because I feel like most fans, no matter who's under center, are going to expect the Gamecocks to get the W here. No doubt. So, you know, whether it's Noland, whether it's Doty, you know, I've told you guys many times over and over again, I think the best version of this offense and the best version of this football team is with Luke Doty under center. With that being said, I think Zeb Noland, he showed you last week, while he may not do anything flashy or out of the ordinary, or he's not going to go win a Heisman or be an all-conference type of guy, he's a very capable quarterback that can be the steady hand for you, be the field general, and go win you a football game. I think so. And especially in a game like this, right? There are so many intriguing matchups in this one. So many intriguing matchups. But where this game will be won, guys, is the line of scrimmage. When you talk about the differing levels of football, from SEC, Power 5 to Group of 5 to SEC to ACC, the biggest difference is the line of scrimmage. Because you go to a school like East Carolina, Appalachian State, you know, a lot of those schools have really, really good players on the outside. A lot of them have athletes. I mean, I think there's a lot of athletes at ECU that could probably come play wide receiver for us right now. Right now, no question. I think in the secondary, Jaquan McMillan, a really, really good player. I think they've got some capable bodies, but it's the line of scrimmage that is the biggest difference. And if South Carolina is going to go win this football game, it will be because the line of scrimmage on both sides. I know that sounds like stating the obvious, but it's the reality in a game like this. Now, like I told you guys, I picked this as a win in the preseason. And I have convinced myself, for whatever reason, all preseason long, that this is going to be a close ball game. Guys, if this is a double-digit game on either side, I'd be shocked. I'd truly be shocked. I have just convinced myself this is going to be a close ball game and going to be a hard-fought football game. East Carolina is going to give you their best shot. This is a game, guys, they've had circled on their calendar for months now. I remember there's a video in the preseason of they were asking players, which game are you most looking forward to this season? A lot of them said South Carolina. I'm sure there's a lot of guys on that ECU roster, Rajay Harris, the running back, being one most notably, that feel they were slighted or South Carolina didn't want them, and they've got a chip on their shoulder. Pirate Nation will show up. The Boneyard will be rocking. And guys, who can forget the name Mike Houston, the head coach at Citadel in 2015 when the Bulldogs beat the Gamecocks at Williams-Brice Stadium? He knows a thing or two about playing against South Carolina. They will be ready to go, and East Carolina will give South Carolina their best shot. There is no question in my mind, which is why one of the keys to the game I talked about yesterday, guys, was weather the storm. They're going to come at you early. ECU is going to try to ride that wave of momentum from their crowd, from their fan base, from the city. They're going to try to get going early. You've got to withstand that initial push and just play your game and be composed and stay within yourself. Stick to the game plan, and the rest will take care of itself. Again, guys, I think this is actually going to be a fantastic football game, but the line of scrimmage is the difference. South Carolina might get down early, and we're going to see. We're going to see what this football team looks like in the face of adversity. You know, I talked about it this summer. One of the things I was most looking forward to, it's easy to be positive in the offseason when everybody's 0-0 and nobody's thrown a pick, nobody's dropped a pass, nobody's lost a game yet, nobody's fumbled the football, nobody's made a mistake. But when things don't go your way, when they inevitably do not go your way, it's how do you respond? And I'll tell you this, kudos to Shane Beamer last weekend. I know it was EIU. I know it's easy to coach when you completely dwarf another team in talent. But either way, kudos are kudos, and when kudos are deserved, I will give them. Shane Beamer had his football team ready to play. That team was locked in. That team was focused, and I think that'll be the case again tomorrow, guys. Again, I've been preaching for months. Most important game of the 2021 football season. Most important game. It is a must win in regards to getting to a bowl game this year and keeping positive momentum and positive energy going. The one thing that scares me, and maybe this is me holding on to past feelings from the previous regime and the previous staff, I was saying a lot of the same things before the 2019 Appalachian State game. When I said, guys, South Carolina, they got the bigger bodies. They got the better bodies in the line of scrimmage. They'll dominate up front. They'll get the win. And sure enough, we all saw what happened. But this is not that football team. This is not that era of Gamecock football. This is a new era. This is a new day. This is a new staff. This is a new team. And while I think East Carolina will come out and give you their best shot, and Mike Houston will have that football team ready to play, Pirate Nation, the Boneyard, will be rocking, at the end of the day, South Carolina still has the better roster. They still have the better football players, and they will show that tomorrow afternoon in Greenville, North Carolina. Guys, I picked this as a Gamecocks victory in the preseason, 28-24. I am not overreacting one way or another, either on the East Carolina side or the South Carolina side. I feel confident in that prediction. Again, the difference in this football game will be South Carolina up front in the trenches. East Carolina giving up 226 yards rushing in week one, average giving up 201 yards per game a season ago. Kevin Harris is back. You got Marshawn Lloyd, Quan White, Rashad Amos, Juju McDowell, all those guys. Your running backs should be licking their chops. And an offensive line that didn't have its best game last week, I think you will see that position group make the biggest jump in improvement from week one to week two of any on this football team. Defensively, your athletes are going to be after Holton Ahlers all night long. I should have mentioned this too. East Carolina only ran for about 84 yards or so against Appalachian State. And all due respect to Appalachian State, the Gamecocks have a better defensive front than Appalachian State does. Bottom line. Guys like Jordan Birch, J.J. Enigbare, Jordan Strawn, Aaron Sterling, Brad Johnson, your athletes are going to feast tomorrow afternoon. Your athletes up front will be the difference in this football game. Your pass rush defensively, I think you'll be able to stop the run. Zach Pickens, Jabari Ellis, those guys in the middle, they will plug that up. Holton Ahlers will be running for his life all afternoon. But I will say this again. I think East Carolina, they're going to give you their best shot, no doubt. I think East Carolina will look like a different football team from week 1 to week 2, and I'm expecting a close game. I would love to be proven wrong, and South Carolina go win by 21 points. Is South Carolina capable of a 21-point victory? Yes. Yes, they are. If you're able to get pressure on Holton Ahlers and force a couple of turnovers, and all of a sudden, like you saw last week, you had a pick six and you had some plays in special teams, that could break a team like East Carolina. That could break a team like them. So with that being said, I like the Gamecocks in this one, guys. I had 28-24 in the preseason. I'm sticking with that prediction. Give me South Carolina 28, East Carolina 24. Like I said, I think it's a back and forth game. I think it is a good football game, but the Gamecocks have the better roster top to bottom. Bottom line, they do. And I think, again, as much as football may change, as much as this game may shift and evolve year to year to year, decade to decade to decade, one thing remains constant in the game of football. If you can whip the man in front of you on the line of scrimmage, more often than not, you are going to win the football game. And South Carolina, both on the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage, should be able to move bodies tomorrow afternoon. So I've got the Gamecocks for that reason, getting the 28-24 win. And I think South Carolina, in Shane Beamer's first season, improves to 2-0 overall with a huge road trip upcoming next weekend against the Georgia Bulldogs. That's it, folks. Lock me in. Gamecocks 28, Pirates 24. Should be a good one. Going to be a really, really good time. If you're heading to Greenville, North Carolina, guys, be safe. Enjoy yourself. From what I've heard, Pirate fans are crazy, but they're really, really good people. So enjoy yourself at the tailgate. And if you're going up there, give them hell. Cheer the boys on. Let's pull them through, baby. Let's pull them through. If you're not going, especially if you're in the upstate, head to the other Greenville, South Carolina, downtown Greenville. We will be at Carolina Ale House for our watch party, guys. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. And like I said, if you're coming, be sure you tell your bartender and or server you're with the Spurs Up show. You're there for the watch party. You're going to get 10% off, guys. I mean, how about the folks at Carolina Ale House? Give them a round of applause for helping out our people. Really, really good stuff. So, again, doors at 11, kickoff at noon. We'll be hanging out there all day long at Carolina Ale House in Greenville, South Carolina, the downtown location. Really looking forward to it. So, again, folks, appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll leave you with this. Go Cox, beat ECU, and we'll talk to you on Monday.